Greetings, friends, from Sage Mountain Herbal Retreat Center in Vermont, home of Rosemary Gladstar and her educational programs. I've had the great fortune to spend late summer here in Vermont studying and teaching and networking with some amazing herbalists in this rich community up here. And I've also had delightful weather to enjoy the beautiful wilderness of New England, and I've been spending as much time as I possibly can hiking through the forests and the mountains on the trails. And I was hiking today and I couldn't help but notice this beautiful tree behind me, giving a sign that autumn is on its way. Up here in Vermont, seasons change in a much different way than they do down where I live in Florida. In Florida, we like to joke that we have 4 seasons of hot, hotter, hottest, and mildly warm if we're lucky in the winter. And processes take longer in that heat, and germination takes a little longer, and growing sometimes takes a little longer. And it's really a converse example to the seasonal climate here in Vermont, where some joke that they have 9 months of winter. Many months out of the year, these grounds that I'm standing on now are covered in possibly several feet of snow, and their summer season is very short and as a result very accelerated. So things sprout very quickly and they grow very big very quickly, and then they flower quickly and they turn to seed quickly and they die quickly, and everything has to happen in a shorter period of time. And as the summer ends, the earth begins to give more signals that fall is approaching, such as the changes of leaves. So we're still a few weeks away from the actual entrance into the fall season, known as the autumnal equinox. So when we're filming this, we're still a few weeks shy of that, but in a climate like Vermont, in this northern environment, we see these shifts happening much sooner in the process, much sooner in the cycle. So I wanted to take a moment to reflect on fall equinox because it's one of those turns in the wheel of the year where we start to see shifts taking place in our natural environment, and can use those changes as opportunities to reflect in our inner landscape what might be time for us to shift, or what are opportunities for us to continue evolving in our cyclical process. So as we enter fall, and on the day of the autumn equinox, which falls every year on or near September 21st, it's a day where we see equal balance between day and night. So the day and the night are equal in their length. Prior to that time, the days were longer than the nights, and the nights were shorter, but the nights since summer solstice have started to grow longer, and the days a little bit shorter, to where on the autumn equinox we find that they meet one another. And from autumn equinox forward towards winter solstice, the night grows and the day wanes. So the days get shorter and the nights get longer. But on the equinox, we see the expression in nature of perfect balance. When I was a child on the equinox, using this balance of day and night, there's also a balance of gravity. And we would perform these little tricks where we would take an egg and we would stand it on its end and be amazed that it wouldn't wobble over. And all the other days of the year, we would try it and it would just knock itself right over. But on the equinoxes, both fall and spring, the balance that's expressed in nature allows for the balance of that egg. Now, I haven't performed that trick since I was a child, and as an adult, I now use the autumn equinox to have an opportunity for reflection in my life, and especially in the area of balance. So am I balancing my play in the woods and my hiking with my obligations with work and my teaching? And am I balancing myself in a relationship with another person's self? And all the many ways we can experience balance in our life. It might be balance in our nutrition, it might be balance in movement and energy. So every time that fall equinox rolls around, I offer myself the opportunity to reflect on this concept of balance and bring that into my own life, and give myself some momentum using the balance of my outer environment to tweak things in my life so I can bring myself to a greater state of balance. So I encourage and invite you to explore this practice as we approach fall equinox as well. I like to do this in a journal and write down my reflections so that I have example to reflect back on later as I try to integrate my teachings. A lot of people like to use tools such as meditation or prayer, or maybe gathering with a group of friends and sharing your intentions. We all have different tools, so find the one that works with you to integrate this equinox. It's a beautiful way to honor ourselves as well as honor nature in this time of balance. What are some tools that you used? What are some reflections that came forth to you in this exercise? I encourage you to leave them in the comments below, and you'll also find below some more information about the physical aspects of autumn equinox and what's taking place with this beautiful planet that we call home. Until then, may the plants bless you richly.